Apple is up about, well, 8.2% as of July 31st from when it announced disappointing June quarter earnings. Now, the important thing here is to try to figure out why and what this means going forward for the possibility that you're going to get a nice surprise if you invest now, or disappointment. Basically, got two things going on. One is the typical trend in technology companies, and in Apple in particular, that you get a summer slump, and then the big quarter is the September quarter. You get an acceleration of earnings and sales. It's very typical for technology stocks to move up at the end of the year, and that's what you're getting from Apple. So this is anticipation of September and December. But you've also got specific news. You've got expectations, rumors that Apple is going to introduce a new iPhone as early as, I've seen dates as early as September 5th or September 12th, or maybe the end of September or October, but sometime in that period. So you're starting to get that anticipation into the stock. You're getting the sense that, well, maybe Apple's going to come up with a new product. There's all kinds of stuff going on in the background. There's iCar, Apple's effort to move into the car-based, plug-in for iPhones, but also move into navigation system and sound system in the same way that so that they move into becoming suppliers to Ford and GM. That's a product. More news about Apple TV. Not so much on the technology end as on the deal-making end, that they've been clearly in negotiations with people like Time Warner over content deals, and those tend to make people believe this is a product that's coming down the road. And then, of course, there's the persistent rumor about an iWatch, which frankly looks like, if we can gauge where they are in terms of their engineering effort, more like 2014, 2015 than 2013. But all that's creating a kind of buzz. I mean, the sense of Apple, when the stock was falling like an apple off a tree, was that, well, this company can't innovate anymore. We hit sort of a bottom of that where the idea basically was, hey, Apple couldn't discover a fire if it was hit by lightning, to a feeling right now like, hey, this is still a company with a lot of interesting product arrows in its quiver, and it might be worth buying at 380, 390, 420, 440, because, hey, we can all remember when it was a $700 stock. So I think that's what you're getting right now. As those expectations go out there, there are a couple things you should be watching for. One is the possibility that all these rumors about when the iPhone is going to be introduced, especially the ones that suggest it's very, very early in September, are going to turn out to be erroneous. If people start to believe that there's an iPhone coming out in September and it gets pushed back into October or November, that's a negative for the stock. Remember, expectations work both ways. They push stocks up, and then when they're disappointed, they push stocks down. So that's probably the most important thing to look at. You're not going to see a whole lot of move in the stock from any particular results on the iWatch or the iCar or the iTV, but in terms of sort of momentum, be good to get some continued sense of those products moving down the road, and they're not way, way, way out there in James Cameron land. But the crucial thing right now is, when do we get a new iPhone refresh, and is it going to be on the expectations that the rumor mill is starting to build up for early September? This is Jim Juback for Juback Asset Management.